but in so lot candidates fleeing in the largest competition races, down there's a opportunity the voice will be split amongst the more Democratic candidates, creation a script wherever two Republicans could preliminary to the November voting. Will more Democratic passion be a bless or a Dem? We'll discover out Tuesday overnight in these races. California, 39, outdoor chair. The contest for modest Congresswoman Ed Royce's chair has rotated in one of the largest close-monitored races the policy time of year. Since of his continuous component facility, the Republic Congresswoman serviced for 13 regulation and proven oneself to be a nice fit for the racially various area, that is on a tertiary whites, a tertiary Latin and a tertiary Asiatic. His long assistant and selected heir, ex-Assemblywoman Youthful Kim, has been the powerful Republic frontline runner of the start valve. Unborn in southward Korea, she has utilized her household's migrant history to communicate in voters of all policy habits. In the fight for the quantity 2 place, two rich Democrats, Gil Cisneros and Andy Thorburn, betrothed in one of the ugliest policy fights California has seen the time of year. Cisneros, a ex-Navy official who won $266 millionth in the raffle in 2010, charged Thorburn of with a tax refuge to set up his business and maximize his profits. Thorburn tested to dampen supporting for Cisneros, who was selected for the more Democratic Congressional Campaigning Board's Scarlet to Dark Blue program, by noted how Cisneros had switching his side register of Republic to more Democratic and by conclusion error in several of his investment. Things got so unpleasant how the president of the California more Democratic side intervened to brokerage a respite. Else Democrat, pediatrician Mike Tran, is creature supported by Emily's listing and has list herself on the voting as physician/mother/teacher. Time the more Democratic Congressional Campaigning Board has consumable hundreds of thousands of dollars beating the two-some Republic candidates Sean Nelson and Bob Huff, to enhance Democrats' prospect. How the turns out is nobody's wonder. California, 48, Republic position the prospect to get on 15-period Congresswoman Dana Rohrabacher in the Coast Orange Shire area drew out an enormous package of candidates, consisting Rohrabacher's former protege Scott Baugh, the ex-Republic lead of the California Country Gathering. Democrats include eyed the chair for year, especially as Rohrabacher's pro-Russia pronouncements and ultra-conservative view seemed more out of move in his more than mild tripartite constituents. While Hillary Clinton hit Donald Trump hard there in 2016 by less than rather than 2 percentage points, the side thick felt it was period to hit. While it became precise how the big more Democratic box might thorn the voice, making a Rohrabacher Baugh racing, several Democrats withdrew. On the more Democratic Party, the racing developed in a fight among Harley Ruda, an entrepreneur supported by the more Democratic Congressional Campaigning Board, and Hans Kiersted, a neurobiologist who advanced pioneering treatments for deceased stage type of cancer and dorsal string injuries. Kiersted won the more Democratic side endorsement, but top Democrats include signed how Ruda has a superior opportunity of predominant in November. The more Democratic Congressional Campaigning Board and the building most PAC include clogged Baugh in adverse ads to provide how Ruda slides in other location. One future resource of mess for voters, two woman candidates, designer Laura Oatman and technology execution Rachel Payne, who had been accepted by Emily's listing, withdrew, but it was too deceased to get their names off the voting. So down there will be 8 Democrats list, and the opportunity for a main splitting of the voice. California, 49, outdoor chair. He's equitable to say how Congresswoman Darrell Issa was amongst the largest condemned Republicans amongst more Democratic activists in California since of his violent chase of the Obama Authority time he serviced as chief of the supervision and by the Government Reformation Board. Following lot protests external his prospect office space, advanced activists were impressed while he solved to depart, outgoing an outdoor chair in a area how straddles components of San Diego and Orange counties. It was a overcrowded box of the start, in more Democratic applicant Ark Applegate, a retired Sea Colonel who almost hit Issa in 2016, ecological lawyer Mike Levin, and Gender Kerr, a rich actual property depositor. they were united by Sarah Jacobs, the telegenic Millennium granddaughter of Qualcomm founding member Irwin Jacobs, who has done the instance how he's period to get on the patriarchal in convention. Jacobs, who lists herself as an formation non-commercial director on the voting, is seen as the more democratic favorite there. She driven her own significant asset to the racing, and in the close weeks, Emily's listing consumable a part million on ads to supporting her request. In supplement to the 4 persons Democrats, down there are 8 Republicans on the voting in the 49th area. ISA accepted California Executive Board of Alignment term Diane L. Harkey, who Democrats trust is the largest sensitive Republic candidate and thus the one they'd largest love to person in November. To how late, the more Democratic Congressional Campaigning Board has consumable at low $1 millionth opposed Harkey's largest menacing Republic enemy, Country Deputy Rock Chavez.